Okay, this video is for Professor Scott's Algebra 2 class that I coach at El Camino College, and for anyone out there in YouTube land that wants to learn a little bit more about algebra word problems. The problem you see in front of you, that was one that was on a recent test, of course, and a number of people had problems with it, and I noticed that even after the professor went over it in class, that some people were still coming up to me saying, I don't get it, I don't get it. So here it is. There's the problem right in front of you. I'll just read it. The carpenter saws a board that is 26 feet long into two pieces. One piece is to be 4 feet longer than twice the length of the shorter piece. Find the length of the shorter piece, find the length of the longer piece. Okay, well, the first thing you're going to want to do is, you notice that there's a picture of a guy sawing the board, and that is a good place to start. You're going to want to draw a picture on your paper of the board. It doesn't have to be an elaborate picture. It can be a very simple drawing. It's just a board. And you want to, draw the picture, denote that it's going to be, 26 feet long. So you put, mark on one end, mark on the other end, and there's your 26 feet, and there you go. It also points out that the picture, the board is split into two pieces. One's considerably longer than the other. One is twice as long. 4 feet longer than twice the length of the shorter piece. So I'm just going to put a little tick mark here to denote I've got this board split in two pieces. One's a shorter piece, one's a longer piece. And we're not really sure how long each board is, but we know that the longer board, the longer piece plus the shorter piece is going to be equal to 26 feet. And that's what they tell us, so that's what we know. Now the question is, how long is each piece? We've got a longer piece and a shorter piece, and they each equal 26 feet. Well, the longer piece is defined in terms of the shorter piece. And so we don't know how long either piece is, but if we call the shorter piece x, because the longer piece is defined in terms of the shorter piece, that means the longer piece is going to be what? 4 feet longer. That's going to be plus 4, and twice the length of x. So now you've got 2 times x, and you've got 2 times x plus 4. There's your longer piece. Twice the length of the shorter piece plus 4 feet. And I'm putting this here in parentheses just so you can see each piece is denoted by 2x plus 4 and x. You don't have to put it in parentheses, but I did just so you could see it. There's a longer piece and a shorter piece. So now that's just a basic algebra problem. And I got 3x plus 4 equals 26 feet. And I subtract 4 from each side. I'm not going to go into details here. Other than I'm just going to tell you it's 3x. You're going to subtract 4 from each side. You're going to have 3x equaling 22. And now, of course, you're going to divide 3 by each side. What you do by one side, you have to do by another side. And you end up with 7 1/3. 22 thirds equals 7 1/3. So the shorter piece is 7 1/3 feet. And now we just have to figure out the longer piece. Well, we take 7 1/3 feet, and we plug it into the expression for the longer piece. 2 times 22 over 3 plus 4. And of course that's going to be 22 thirds times 2 is going to equal 44 thirds. 2 times 22 is 44, so 44 over 3 plus 4 over 1. And then of course you change 4 over 1. You can multiply by 3 over 3 and you get 12 over 3. Now you have 44 over 3 plus 12 over 3, and of course with a common denominator you just add the numerators and you get 56 over 3. 44 plus 12 equals 56 over 3. And the last thing you do is you divide 56 by 3 and you get 18 2/3. So your longer piece is going to be 18 2/3 feet. Your shorter piece is going to be 7 1/3 feet. And there you have it. The two of those pieces add up to 26 feet. If you've got any questions, you can always review the video. Just scroll back and you can, that's a benefit you have on YouTube, and post any comments that you want, and we'll see you in class.